Hey Thinksters, and welcome to this video where I will guide you through my blog article how to go full-time, earning $3,000 per month as a Python freelancer and working only part-time, so without working full-time hours. So basically this is, many people would be happy to earn like $3,000 per month working only say 4 hours per day or so, because many people actually cannot afford to work full time. Maybe you have to take your kids. Maybe you have other duties, so you cannot work like 8-hour days. And even if you work 8-hour days, then usually you also have to add 1 hour lunch break, and maybe 1 or 2 hours commute time per day, so it adds up to 10 or 11 hours. And there's an alternative where you can gain a lot of time. You can get a full-time income, which is like it's not 6-figure income if you work part-time, obviously, but it's enough to live and to have a solid and very good life just working as a Python freelancer. So I started as a Python freelancer, but I worked full-time, so therefore I have more experience with, and then I gradually focused more on my scalable Thinkster business, writing more books and so on. But I started as a Python freelancer, so I have a lot of experience in this area, and it's really a great way of learning to code. Even if you now have zero programming skills, becoming a Python freelancer is really valuable already at your level, because there are already many tasks which you could already perform. They just require you to do some work and to push through. And but just by doing these tasks, you will already earn minimum wage, I would say, and then you can gradually increase your hourly rate until you reach a comfortable point where you can work 3 or 4 hours per day and only on the weekdays, and earn $3,000 per month comfortably. So you work less, you have much more time. You can also spend the time otherwise, for example, working on your on scalable online business if you have full-time hours, or you can work something else. You can do what you love. You can go snowboarding. So I have one of my freelancer course students, Adam, he's working as a Python freelancer only part-time. I think he works only 2 hours per day even, and he earns a full-time income. And he's just, in the rest of the time he spends snowboarding in Bulgaria, and he lives the good life. Just working remotely as a freelancer. There's no commute time or anything. He lives in places where you can already live like a king with only $3,000 per month. So it's he has a very good lifestyle, and he created this lifestyle working as a Python freelancer. And just maybe you may ask, so what is the underlying trend? So is it just a fad which will go away soon? And I don't think so. So there are significant trends, so like long-term trends, that show that more and more people start to work on a freelance basis, which means like they are self-employed, they work on a project basis. And if you like this is reality already in the US, for example, that I think a growing, maybe 1/3 of the workforce is already working self-employed or as a freelancer. And so this trend will definitely continue to go on. There are also many significantly growing online platforms such as Upwork or Fiverr, and these platforms, they attract a lot of talent. They also attract a lot of clients. And if there's a vivid marketplace, it tends to reinforce itself. So, and of course, you should also think of it from a high level, because the freelancing platforms actually provide a means for our society to become more efficient. Because now we can't these platforms broker. Actually, they are the broker between the global talent, the global workforce, and the global employers, or even like small business owners. So for example, in my scalable coding business, I hire a lot of freelancers who just write blog articles for me and do some stuff improve my, so I work on my Thinkster.com business. So therefore, you can also, like as a small business owner, you can also benefit from this global trend, and more people will do it. globalization is not coming to a halt soon, which means that if there's globalization, there's also exchange of workforces across boundaries, across nation boundaries, and yeah, this trend. I mean, with the rise of the internet, this trend will just continue, will just become stronger and stronger, and you can also already benefit from this trend, creating your own dream life. So it's really it's an alternative model of a life you cannot see that often maybe in your environment. Maybe in your environment all the people are working as employees for businesses, for example. In my hometown Stuttgart, many people work for Daimler company, but there are more and more people who are just working self-employed, and it becomes easier and easier over the web to do this. And I would say it becomes harder and harder not to do it, actually, because I mean, if you are working for one big company like Daimler and they decide to fire people because they have to, because they have some cash flow problems now in 2020, they have some cash flow problems, and they try to get rid of people because they cannot pay them anymore. So if you are dependent on one employer in your region, you are much more vulnerable than you are as a Python freelancer, for example, where you can access clients in the whole world. So you can always like work for people who are, or for businesses who are in regions that currently thrive. Okay, so no matter where the regions are, if there are regions which thrive, if there are companies that thrive, then you have some work to do. So therefore it's a very robust way. Even if you want to prepare for the next recession in your local environment or in your local economy, then it's also a very good second opportunity to create a constant stream of income for you and your family. Okay, so of course you may ask, what is the earning potential of all of this? So this sounds great, but what can I earn? Actually, if you look at the what employees, like high profile employees, earn, you can see, for example, a professor. It's really hard to become a professor in academia. But if you finally somehow manage to do this after, say, a decade or two, constantly pushing towards this goal and not being distracted, focusing, working 12 or 14 hours days, then you may finally reach this really well-paid position where you earn $54 per hour. Like it's a yearly salary of almost 6 figures on average if you work in the US as a professor. But if you work as a Python freelancer, actually an hourly salary of $54 is average. Okay, so this is the average salary hourly rate of a Python freelancer. I have also written another article where I used all the resources in the web, all the studies I found, even studies from the government, from US government themselves, and there's clear evidence that $54 per hour is only average level for a Python freelancer. Okay, so if you work as a Python freelancer, a self-employed Python freelancer, you can just being average. I mean, can you be average? Of course you can be average. Everyone can be average. I mean, even if you start now as a coder, if you learn, say, 3 hours a day Python, do this for 1 or 2 years, and I guarantee that you are better than average, basically, as a Python freelancer. So therefore you can easily reach the highest level of pay compared to employed persons, compared to employees, if you work as a self-employed Python freelancer. So so if you're in a traditional interpretation of this, you could say that being self-employed is riskier, and in some way it is, but in other ways it isn't. I mean, as I already said, if you work for a company, for example, and the company just gets bankrupt, then they will fire you and you will lose your job, and you will wholly depend on this one company's income. And if you have created the selling and marketing skills, you have created maybe a global network of clients with which you have already worked in the past, then you are much more robust. You can always contact them and ask them whether they have some work, and it's really, I mean, you can tackle recessions better than any employed person in a large company. Good. So how can you actually achieve this? Yeah, first you have to create a high income skill for you Python development. So you have to learn Python and maybe focus on a specialization in the area of Python. And then you have to become self-employed. So you have to learn business skills. So these two things you have to do. Learn Python, learn business skills. And in my, like, you can check out my free webinar. I give a few links below. There I show you how you can, like, on a very high level, how you can achieve those two skills, and how you can create a strategic outline, strategic map, how to actually how to become successful in both areas. Okay, so I will show you exactly this. And so how can you actually sell your Python skills and for money? So assume you have already like some basic Python skills. You don't need to have too much skills because you will learn on the way. Like through practice you will become better. You will learn for the projects you're actually doing. I mean, you will constantly learn. So if a client asks you to do something, to work on a certain project, then you will just agree. So commit now, figure out later. So you will commit and then you will figure it out. Then you will just learn everything you need to finish this project, and you will finish the project. You have learned a lot, you have earned some money, and you will go to the next project, and the next project will become easier and easier and easier and so on. Okay, so this is the strategic outline you should follow. And there are different career paths. You can work for a big client as a consultant, for example, for large car manufacturers or so. You can work as a consultant. Consultant just means you have an area of expertise and you basically work on, you actually also as a coding consultant or IT consultant, you will actually code in many ways. So you will support them with their code projects and you will code yourself. So this is one career path. It's like it goes more into the direction of being an employed person, but you have some improved earning potential. But if you don't have any experience, I would not recommend that you take this specific path. Then the second career path you can take is to sell your microservices as a freelancer. So you will just go to Fiverr, for example, and start with $10 projects, $15 scripts, and so on. Start with small projects, get some experience, get some credibility, get some testimonials from the clients, and you can use this later to slowly build up your brand and gradually increase your hourly rate until you reach $100, $200 per hour even. I mean, if you reach the earning potential of advanced freelancers, for example, I'm earning, so I'm not working for clients below $100 to $150 per hour. So this is like my minimum rate. And it's possible because I have a large community and many people contact me and ask me to work for them. So of course, then you can set the hourly rate. And but I mean, I also started as a freelancer without much experience. So you can ladder up your skill, and you should do this actually. So this is a very good way of doing it, and if you check out my webinar, I will explain it in detail how to do it. And then the career path 3, this is like the next level step. This is the step I'm currently in, is to sell your services on your own platform. So the second step assumes that you sell your skills over a freelancing platform, and then you just build your client base and so on through the platform. But the platform always takes a cut, and also in the platform you cannot charge arbitrary or very high prices. For example, if you want to charge $100 per hour, as I do, then you cannot usually do it over these platforms because there's global competition and only few clients will actually pay that amount of money. So if you want to, if you are really ambitious and you want to push it to 6 figures, even not working full-time hours, like 30 hours per day or so, but you have to build it gradually, obviously, but over time you can easily reach, you can work less than 40 hours and reach 6 figures. But then you must sell your services on your own platform. So you must create your own web page, you must set up a lead funnel, and also in my in-depth Python freelancer course, I give some specific steps you have to follow to actually to become successful in this career path. Okay, so the simple formula for success is basically no matter where you are. So here on the x-axis you see the hourly rate. It starts with $10 per hour, and it's like here it ends with $69 per hour. Of course, there are people who earn more, but yeah, it's just this. You see this almost Gaussian distribution in the like the median wage is $51 per hour. And the simple strategy, the simple formula for success is to just start now. No matter where you are in this ladder, you start selling your skills now. Because if you are an absolute beginner, then of course your skills will not be very valuable. You will start maybe at $10 or $16 per hour, but you will still earn money. You will focus on the skills that are actually practical, that are actually needed by the clients. You will get some experience with these soft skills like communication, selling, marketing, and so on. And you will have fun in the process, learn about new technologies, and learn new people, and gradually build your client base, build some testimonials, build credibility on these platforms. So you start now, no matter where you are. So there's no excuse. Just start now with your current skill level. Even if you are a complete beginner, start doing some freelance work. If you cannot code, then write about code or find other projects. Find smaller projects that are not related to coding even. I mean, you can even do some blog writing or research tasks or so to get some initial feedback, and of course this from clients, and this feedback will help you to land some programming jobs later, because these clients see that you have 5-star reviews, that you are a reliable person. Even if you worked on smaller projects, you can gradually level up your the projects you get. Okay, so this is like this is the general strategy. You start no matter where you are. 70% of your time you just work on the projects and learn on the way, and 30% of the time you invest, like you just learn new skills. And then over time your income will grow, your median wage will grow, you will have more and more and more clients. Ultimately you will have, or soon you will have more work if you can actually handle, but only if you over deliver. If your client asks you to finish a project, you finish the project within the deadline, and you also give something on top. And then this something on top, always doing a bit more than is needed, this will ensure that you will always have a high demand of your service. So therefore you will like quickly actually level up to this median wage. Even if you have only like sub-median skills, you can reach median wage. This is no problem at all. I mean, this depends also on soft factors, as I said, as communication, confidence, and so on. Okay, so it depends a lot on those soft skills, which you will learn by just working as a Python freelancer, no matter where your skills are. And yeah, then you will gradually level it up. If you earn, say, median wage, $51 per hour, you want to earn $3,000 per month, which means that you have to work 60 hours per month. 60 hours per month. This is only, I mean, some people work 60 hours per week. So if you work 10 hours per day for 6 days, like I'm doing, for example, with my Thinkster.com business, in many weeks, not in all weeks, but if you are doing this, then you can earn a full-time income in 1 week. But of course, you can also spread it thin. You can work 2 weeks, only 30 hours per week. Then you take 2 weeks off and just do snowboarding and stuff. Okay, so you can have this full-time income by working only 60 hours per month, and you will reach this maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years of focused effort. Okay, so what are some secrets on Upwork, for example? Yeah, you need to earn trust. Trust is really important. You need to be responsive, be very positive, be a yes man, be generous with your offers, acquire like more and more Python skills, give them more than they have paid for, and they will just, I mean, this will just earn you a huge amount of trust. Clients will recommend you, clients will rehire you. Soon you will have more work than you can actually deliver, which means that you can increase your prices and you can level up your skills and your income. And then a strategic plan would be that you decide what is your specialization, and then you just focus on this specialization. So you can learn something around this specialization. It's usually good. It's also usually good to learn just new things, random new things, if you can, because oftentimes you don't know what's your preferred specialization yet. So in this case, you just need to experiment. But ultimately, a specialist can earn 10 times the money of a generalist, especially on these platforms. Because on these platforms, they will hire the person who is best suited for a given task, which means this is a specialist person. You don't care whether this person, like, you only care about your Django application, for example. Say you have a Python Django application as a business person, and you need someone to fix it, to fix some bugs, and you lose money every day because your application is down. There's a bug, and so you will hire the Django specialist. You won't care whether the Django specialist actually is also a good machine learning engineer. Actually, this is just, it doesn't matter to you as a business owner. You only want to have this Django specialist to fix the application, and then you are happy. You will just throw money at the specialist just to fix the problem, basically, yeah, you have. And you don't care about the other skills, basically. So therefore, it's on these platforms where you have a global competition, it's a good strategic bet to specialize and to focus on certain sub-skills. And then the third tip is leverage network effects. Yeah, it's all about the ratings. So you need to have some positive ratings. The positive ratings will cause more positive ratings. It's a self-reinforcing system because people see you are a reliable person, so they expect you to be a reliable person. So there's this halo effect. They have a positive impression, so they will just try to keep this positive impression on a subconscious level. So their subconscious mind will just give them more and more evidence that you are the positive freelancer you are rated for. So if you have some initial good ratings, this is really very valuable. It's very valuable on these platforms. Okay, and yet again, how many skills you need before you start? Just start now. As a Python beginner, you will earn between, say, $10 and $30. As an intermediate, you will earn up to medium income, and as an expert, you will earn more than medium income. So it's just you should start now, no matter where your skills are currently. You don't need a certain threshold of skills before you can start selling your skills. You just start now, and then you level up your skills. How can you learn the basics? Yeah, I have a lot of resources on the Thinkster. Like, check out thinkster.com. Check out my freelancer course. The Thinkster Python freelancer course, and yeah, I have a lot of, like, check out my email list even, where I give some free material, so you can learn Python everywhere. And if you want to focus a bit on the practical parts, then it makes sense to go for the Thinkster material, because I focus on the practical freelancer stuff. But you can find material wherever you want, wherever you go on the web. Puzzle-based learning is a very good approach because it helps you so it helps your mind understand source code quickly. So over time, if you see more and more puzzles, they will just flow naturally. You will just look at the puzzle, see the output immediately, and as you train with this code stimulus again and again, you will just, it will just click at one point, and you will become much more proficient in source code. And you can check out puzzle-based learning on thinkster.com as well. So your life will change, definitely, if you decide to become to create this high income skill Python development and become a freelance developer. And your life will change significantly, I'll assure you this, and in many cases it will change to the positive. You need to push, you need to work on it for a year or so, but it's a very valuable career path. It's a very valuable choice, which will ensure that there's always an income stream that can provide for you and your family. Working as a self-employed freelancer also means you don't have a boss. You can work from home. You can work remotely wherever you are. Even I'm working in some cafes. Like once in a week I go to a cafe and then I just code from there. You are completely free to do whatever you want. You don't have to spend a lot for commute time, spend a lot of time or effort or energy and money for commute. You even don't have to have a car and anything. You can work from home. You can create a minimalistic life where you have more time, more focus, more happiness, and more quality life, basically. Yeah. So like Adam, my freelance student, who just works as a Python freelancer part-time, really part-time, like 1 or 2 hours per day. And the rest of the day he enjoys his life, doing some snowboarding, and lives a good life. Okay, thanks for listening, and see you in the next video. Bye.